is up? Welcome back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 HomePods are waiting to get fixed up, plus 2 more that we've been sort of putting off just because we don't have a whole lot of time to mess around with extracurriculars right now. But boy, geez, let's see from the pile here. So probably got a couple with no power, a couple with blinking volume buttons, a couple in betweens. I'm waiting on the filtering capacitors that we replace inside of every HomePod that gets repairs. Keeps the death farts away and the base nice and healthy. They should be here any hour now. So the plan is we'll go ahead and start working on any of the blinking volume buttons HomePods and see if we can't do any software only restores. And if we're still waiting for UPS to deliver those filters when we get through all of those, then we will take apart everyone's HomePod. And I mean, if we get through all of that and we're still waiting on filters to be delivered from UPS, then I guess we'll do a second stream tomorrow where we do the repairs and put everything back together. But then at least worst case, you know, we still at least have everything taken apart and ready to get fixed. So let's sort through what we've got here. We've got James/Jim. They've got popping and no bass. So we'll put that one to the side. And put them up next. And then we've got Kenneth. Let's see, they've got no power, so we'll put that one to the side too. And we've got Brian. Brian's makes a clicking and popping ticking noise. Seemed like it was a big enough problem that it needed to get worked on. Then we've got Saggy. Also with no power. Wow. I'm hoping there's at least one that we can work on software-wise while we wait. Wow, it looks like literally everybody's got no power or blinking or a popping or some kind of filter issue. This might be one wacky stream. Cool. I love when there's more than I have screen estate for. Last one from Walter. Please give me one HomePod that we can mess around with, that we don't have to wait for parts. Nope. Not a single bricked HomePod today. They all need hardware repairs. Very cool. Screw it. Here we go. So yeah, we'll take everyone's apart, we'll do what we can, but we can't actually fix anything until UPS, comes around our side of the street. I hope this phone isn't finally giving out. The screen keeps freezing. And if you give it an extra hard tap, it doesn't change anything, so I don't think it's like anything coming loose or anything. That's really unlikely, but let's see what this has. It appears to be the usual symptoms for a dead diode inside, so let's get it apart and ready for repairs. I don't know why I always pay extra for the AM delivery when it never gets delivered in the morning. It always gets delivered in the evening. Oh, you know what? I actually still have 4 more. So I guess we could do one, and then we can start the next one, and hopefully they'll get delivered by then. Oh my goodness. Welcome. welcome and one heck of a hello there. Man, speaking of fat baby, I'll let her know. Thank you so much for that. Her and my wife are actually out right now on the hunt for more formula because for like the past few days everyone's been out of stock. And we check a couple of times throughout the day online for stock, and this morning finally like 2 showed up at the Target down the street. So she immediately placed a pickup order for one of those. Thankfully, kiddo's getting to the point where, you know, if we run out of formula, you know, it's not the end of the world. We can feed her, you know, enriched milk, and she eats enough solid foods by now that the formula is more for comfort than her primary source of nutrition, or at least that's the idea. That's the goal. How's that subwoofer smell? Smells nice and fresh. Oh yeah! I ordered more O-rings for the subwoofers to replace the foam gaskets. This time I went with the O-ring store, theoringstore.com. If you're going to buy the same ones, if you're doing the same repairs, these are the 98mm inner diameter, 5mm thick Buna N nitrile O-rings, 70 durometer. 70 durometer is about what you want for a subwoofer gasket, which is good because that's chances are going to be the only hardness that you're going to find for an O-ring of that size. I need to purchase a good quality microphone for sound testing and comparing speakers. I don't actually have a single clue what kind of microphone I should get for something like that. I mean, using my phone microphone or my Yeti Pro might be alright, but I'm looking for something that can capture more of the benefits of HomePods and other 360 speakers alike. I guess for that you could just get away with a stereo microphone, and it would be best to walk around with a stereo microphone and a camera around the speaker so you can have a visual reference for how different it sounds as you walk around. Diapers and baby formula. Some days that's what it feels like it's all about. Certainly can feel like that. She turns 2 in December, and it feels like she's like 3 to 6 months ahead of most things. And that includes the terrible twos. Boy, does she throws those tantrums out of nowhere for nothing. I joke about her being a 2-second timer, because she's perfectly fine. If she's totally distracted, and you're in the same room as her, everything is fine. But even if she's distracted, if you leave the room, as soon as she notices that you're not in there with her, you got 2 seconds before that timer goes off. Let's get up close and get this thing some new fart filters first of all. Don't these HomePods have speakers that are adjusted to their surroundings? Yeah, yes, to a degree, so they have a bit of real-time tuning. I'm not exactly sure what that entails. There are a few of our viewers that know in more detail how it works a little bit more and what exactly it does, but they do have a bit of real-time tuning for a couple of microphones picking up how it sounds in the room, and then it's got an internal microphone to calibrate the subwoofer to ensure that it doesn't sound like crap. But room correcting can only make a small speaker sound so good before a larger room's gonna need more speakers. And if I'm not mistaken, the real-time audio tuning to a degree also helps keep a stereo pair in sync. But I don't think the real-time tuning will have a HomePod on this side of the room, audibly sync with the microphones to a HomePod on the other side of the room, or even tune based on how they sound to each other, for that matter. That would be really cool to see. That would be something that would imply Apple really took home theater audio to the next level. And really supporting multiple HomePods would be if they not only tuned themselves, but tuned or assisted with providing more data to help better tune other HomePods in the same room. Because yeah, cool. Stick a couple of mics on a speaker and call it smart when it can tune itself based on how it sounds where it is. And you can make the fanciest software in the world that tries to guess how it'll sound in different parts of the room based on where it is. But you can't beat multiple data points from multiple areas in the room, especially if you've got them right there. You just gotta ask for it. Oh yes, Joseph the Lurker is back. Welcome, welcome. Alright. Let's fix that bottom one. It's a little crooked. There we go. Let's get that dead diode replaced. Jeez, has it already been 20 minutes since we started streaming? I guess I'm still kind of sick. I feel pretty slow still. What would you do with a calibration mic if these HomePods do their own sound calibrations? Oh, I'm not looking for a calibration microphone per se. I'm more looking just for a good quality microphone to compare different speakers. Or even the same speaker with different modifications done to it, i.e. replacing the foam subwoofer gasket with a solid rubber nitrile one. To me, without scientific data, my subjective listening experience says there is a noticeably tighter and cleaner bass response with the solid subwoofer gasket. Much more on par with the second gen. Which makes sense because the subwoofer gasket in the second gen is 2 layers of hard rubber and then I think a piece of foam sandwiched inside of that, but it's still, what seals it all up is that hard rubber, and that's a complete seal. The first gen uses the foam, which is porous. Alright. I see. So what I am looking for is specifically called a calibration mic. Okay. Yeah, I guess that would make sense because you're looking for a microphone to calibrate your sound system with. You're looking for something that has the most neutral profile possible, I guess. Right? I'm not going to claim that I'm an expert in anything here other than fixing these bad boys. Gosh, it's like that, oh, no, this means nothing against you, but that threw me back for a moment to, what I said about somebody that left a comment on one of my old repair videos that's like 2 years old. Almost quite literally when we first started doing these repairs as a service. And we were just putting the videos out there to get the info out and help other people fix their stuff. The goal wasn't to fix it as fast as possible and show off that we could fix it. The goal was to show others how to do it. And somebody left a comment like, it would take a professional like 2 minutes to do this. People like that just look for, it's like they wake up and just look for problems to like get themselves worked up over. Okay, so what I'm looking for is a calibration microphone. I suppose those are going to be, oh, solid and cheap from Dayton Audio. Okay, that's a name that I recognize. I'll look into those. What I'd like to do is, you know, comparisons between HomePods and various modifications people have asked me to do. And also, I've been putting off my SingCell Alpha review for when I get my hands on a really good microphone that can actually kind of, to a degree, convey how freaking cool those speakers are, how good they sound. It's probably the person that left that negative comment is probably the same person that said that I'm obnoxious on Reddit. I mean, and that was a comment on a video where I was completely sober too. No peace, only problems. If that isn't a saying truer than ever today. I just want to fix, for God's sake. Sometimes they're not even trolls. They can be genuine criticisms, you know, kind of messed up by misguided whatever's going on in their life. You know, I always try to look in. I don't not like completely dismiss everything. I try to find some meaning in most things that seem like it's worth having a meaning in. Even if that meaning is nothing. Even if it ends up being nothing. Okay, not bad, not bad. And I'm sure there are people on YouTube with plenty of samples and examples using it that I can listen to. Is UPS here yet? Nope. Ah, man. I was really hoping we were gonna have at least one bricked HomePod today. I was looking forward to showing off. I finally figured out how to get my Mac screen onto my Windows streaming PC here. And it was surprisingly simple. So Mac actually has a VNC server built in. And let me just pull this up here. So what you can do is use an OBS plugin that allows you to add a VNC source and not just view your MacBook screen, but actually, where's my mouse? You can actually interact with it. If I can learn how to type. But look at that. So whenever we do, the next time we actually attempt a software restore, I'll be able to actually show you guys what we're doing. And you can still see the cameras there. So, but yeah, unfortunately no bricks today. So we won't be using that. I know, we're going real slow. I'm kind of just trying to... what's the word? I'm trying to put it off until UPS delivers these frickin' filters. Alright. What have we got? One fixed.
Trouble connecting to the internet.
Oh man.
I'm having trouble connecting.
Even the bass in their voices is more noticeable. Alright. Let's move on to George's HomePod. George also had excuse me. Also has no power. We are just now out of filters. So we now must wait until UPS delivers today's packages. What we'll do is get as far as we can into George's before we need those filters, and then we'll put his parts to the side and take apart the next one, and the next one, and the next one until UPS delivers our parts. Once those parts show up, we can go back through all the ones we've already taken apart, get them fixed, and move on with our lives. Ooh, you sent a logic board back. Was it one that I already sent you, or is it one that was already broken that you are replacing? You'll have to refresh my memory because they're all kind of blurring together right now. That was already unlocked. That should not be like that. That should be like that. So why was it already like that? Who put this HomePod together? I would like a word with them. Oh, I think I did get it back already. I think I did get it back. The first one you got from me was it would like boot up and then flash the volume buttons once and then restart again over and over, if I'm not mistaken. I got that one back. I don't know how it even worked for me or you when you got it until it stopped working. But I took it apart. I took the NAND chip off. I tried reballing it. Exact same problem, unfortunately. It didn't look like it's an easily fixable problem. The NAND chip itself might be dead, or might be the BGA for the CPU. But what I do know is it was not the easiest of them being the BGA. at least for the NAND. You want to see it? Okay. Here's a different logic board and display that we know work. Just for kicks. I know having it unlocked is kind of sketchy, but on these, at least in my experience, it'll work. If it was the display not connected, and that was the only thing wrong, it should only pull 1 or 2 watts as it turns on. But the fact that it pulled, what, like 5, 6, maybe 7 watts, I think, that is almost certainly the diode is dead. But I'll entertain your theory here. Doesn't hurt. Okay, still no power. Well, that's okay to me, because every HomePod has to come apart at least once in its life. Be it for a new diode, because of the power problem, or those filters causing death farts or other base issues, because they are ceramic capacitors, and if I'm not mistaken, even sitting around on a shelf, they have a shelf life. They have a lifespan where they are only so good at filtering DC voltage for so long. Depending on how they're used, that will, of course, that lifespan can be decreased. And then if you're using crappy ones and you don't install them well, that can also decrease their lifespan. All that just to say, that's a good smelling subwoofer if you ask me. All of that just to say, I don't mind having to take a HomePod apart, because it's going to need to get taken apart anyways, for one reason or another. In my opinion, it's absolutely worth it. I mean, find another speaker that does exactly everything that the HomePod does. I'm talking 360-degree surround, 360-degree sound. Sounds the same no matter where you're standing around it. Which is it's an important thing for me, because I place them all over my house. And I like to play music and listen to the same thing as I'm walking around the house. I like continuity. I like multi-room audio. It's a big deal for me. And then for the size and price, I still haven't seen anything that beats it. Of course, you've got DeviaLays and SingCells and all these other speakers that cost way more, that are or way bigger. Find me something exactly as big as the HomePod that sounds as big as it for as much or less. And I mean, like, sounds genuinely as good. That is why I fix these. Because they are just so darn good that it's worth it. It's worth it to me, and apparently it's been worth it to thousands of others over the years. Where do I buy my filters? I switch between DigiKey and Mouser. It just depends on who's got the same part for less at any given moment. Like, for example, the most recent version of the filters we use are 35 cents a piece from Mouser, but like $1 a piece from DigiKey. Doesn't make any sense. But certain parts are cheaper on DigiKey. I've got 2 batches of filters coming from Mouser. I ordered a batch like a week ago, and as soon as they shipped them out, the tracking said it was going to take so long that I was like, oh shit, I need to order more and have it like 2-day or overnighted to me. And that was on Sunday. So even with both of those orders out and one of them being 1-day shipping with, I think, the holiday on Monday, it kind of screwed things up still and pushed everything out. So we're sitting here. We're alive. Let's go ahead and take these filters off. We'll tin the pads, and then, like I've been rambling about, we can't put new filters on until UPS delivers their stuff today. So we'll flip it around and replace the diode that causes the no power issue, and we'll leave things apart until UPS arrives. And in the meantime, we'll move on to the next one, the next HomePod, and get that one taken apart. Alright, that's ready. Let's get the dead diode replaced. At least I still have a bunch of diodes left over. We can do that. I mean, technically we could do pretty much all of these repairs today without replacing any filters, and most everybody would be happy and none the wiser. But fast forward a few weeks, a few months, heck, even a few years down the road, and they're going to start having death farts and other base issues. Those filters are going to go bad. That's just what ceramic capacitors do. It's not, you know, out of all the things Apple cheaps out on, and I'm sure they didn't use the nicest filters there, that's not why they go bad, they just do. This diode that causes the no power issue, yeah, this was a crappy diode. This shouldn't have failed. And the one that we are replacing it with will also not fail. But anyways, what I was getting at, people wouldn't be the wiser if we don't replace those filters until they do go bad. So I like to just take care of as much as possible while we have it. That keeps things cheap and easy for people. I'm not spending as much time doing twice as much work for half as much. People aren't spending twice as much, you know, and shipping back and forth, waiting for it, all of that, you know. And from what I've seen, up until recently, I've been having to harp on people selling refurbished amplifiers for HomePods and offering their own HomePod repair services. As soon as we found out that, like, yeah, these filters naturally go bad and you should replace them routinely, I suggested that to everyone else. And it seems like everybody's taking that. Taking it seriously. I would see, like $40, $60, $80 refurbished amplifier boards on eBay for sale. And all they did was replace the dead diode on it. And for a part that's 3 to 5 years old at the time, those filters need to be replaced too. Especially when we know better at that point. And I messaged the guy on eBay and I was like, hey, did you replace the filters too? And they were like, no. And I was like, did you test for DC offset? Like, do you know what it tested there? And they were like, no. I was like, do you even know what that means? And they were like, no. And I was like, so I would suggest, if you're going to sell a refurbished amplifier and call it a refurbished amplifier, that you test for that. Here's the info on how we do it. And they didn't listen. They kept the boards up for sale. I can only imagine what the people that got those amps are dealing with now, though. It was like for the first year, not even for that. Like I would say the first 8 to 10-ish months, we would test the amp after we fixed it and see how good or bad the DC offset was and replace the filters accordingly. If they basically tested so bad, we'd replace them. If they tested good or within a certain range, we wouldn't bother replacing them. And then eventually it started, too many people started reaching out to me. They were like, hey, my HomePod hasn't had any issues powering on since you fixed it, but now it's death farting. And even though those filters tested fine when we did the no power repair, only took, in some cases, a few weeks for them to get bad enough, for them to decay quick enough to start causing more issues. I didn't even replace the filters on this. This isn't gonna work. Let's take that amplifier back out. Ah, silly me. How much are we really gonna get done today? Well, I mean, we already got one fixed, so that's more than it's more than I was kind of expecting. Okay, let's get that back out. So, yeah, that still needs new filters. What we will do is set all these parts aside. And we will go ahead and open up the next HomePod. The next one is Johannes. Let's see, Johannes. They've also got no power. Alright, folks, give us 1 second. We are going to run and grab a beverage. We will be right back. Okay. Let's see. Ooh! Oh, they're getting a discount. Oh, buddy. You send me food, you make me a happy person. Oh, that's right. They will need to shred that too. Alright, this is just what I needed. Alright, they look like the usual dead diode. Go ahead and get this apart, do what we can, put the parts to the side and get the next one apart. Will it be the kind of day where UPS delivers early, where they deliver at like 3 or 4? Or will it be one of those days where the poor guys doesn't even get to my place until 8 or 9 at night and he still has his truck half full? They have been bonkers busy ramping up towards the holiday season, which is crazy to say. We're not even to friggin' Halloween yet. They already got boxes filling up half the store now. You know the holidays are hitting. How many HomePods will we get apart before UPS delivers today. Oh, it's so dumb. Okay, so I mean, I guess I could plan better for it, but I had just, I had a bill due today, and because of the holiday yesterday, I guess I didn't get paid until this morning. But because even though my bill says the payment will be processed on the 15th, for whatever reason, they try to take it out the night before. I'm sure there's a logical reason for it, but to simpletons like me, it's more of just a frustrating, why did you take it out the night before instead of the day of? Like, that's why I pick the days I get paid to pay bills, so that way I don't have the money sitting around in my account to disappear, but I have the money in my account to pay the bills. It's like these days, if you don't have thousands of extra dollars floating around, then it's just this fun game of trying to time everything right and paying the least fees doing it. Maybe I am just financially incompetent, and that is a problem unique to me. I guess the real strat is to have credit cards that you use to pay the bills, and then you pay the credit cards, and then that way you've got the cards to pay the bills. Then whenever, but then when the credit card payment is due, then and you don't get paid on time, then that gets pushed. That's up. I've tried what I've thought of. The most recent escapade I had to deal with absolutely destroyed me financially, at least in the short term. I mean, like, ever since I got in that car accident at the beginning of the year, it's just been playing catch up. And I wasn't even in it. I was in no way at fault for the accident either. It was a crazy thing. It was just lady ran the red light and damn near killed me and flipped my whole life upside down. And then both of my cats get sick 3 months apart, needing thousands of dollars in diagnostics and medicines, and thankfully they're getting better. And I'll go broke for my family to keep them happy and healthy. But it was the accident, and then it was the cats, and then it was other health issues again and again, and So, point is, my oh shit funds are already very low. And about a month ago, my bank account freezes itself out of nowhere. Literally out of nowhere. The day before I get paid. The day before my paycheck or my rent is due, and I have numerous credit card bills due, and I have a car payment due. But I don't get a notification, or I don't get told by the bank or a phone call or anything. My account's just, and the crazy thing is, I log into my bank account like 2 or 3 times a day to check on it. And there was no indication that it was frozen from there either. The only way I found out it was frozen was when I contacted my employer 2 days after I was supposed to get paid, and I hadn't gotten paid. And my employer told me, oh, it's because your paycheck bounced back to us with the reason that your account was frozen. And I was like, whoa. So I contact my bank, and I'm like, yo. And they're like, yo. And I'm like, whoa. You're telling me that you guys emailed me a few weeks ago saying that I needed to contact you to verify my account or you were going to freeze it. And they said, yeah, it's something we periodically do for our customers. Just randomly, we will pick a customer account and require them to verify with us. It's not like a legal thing or anything that they by law have to do. It's just something that they do. For their own reasons, they will periodically require their customers to reach out to them and just verify they exist, I guess. What's even dumber is, so I spoke to my employer. They said my paycheck bounced because my bank account got frozen. I contacted my bank and I asked them what's going on, and they say that's what happened. But to get that answer from them, they actually first told me that they didn't see anything wrong with my account. Because by the time I called them, by the time I had noticed I hadn't gotten paid, and then reached back out to my bank, they had unfrozen my account. What the hell? How does that work? If you froze my account because I failed to verify something, why would it just unfreeze itself then? So when I first called my bank and I was like, why didn't I get paid? They said, we don't see anything wrong with your account. Make sure your employer actually paid you. And I was like, they actually tried to pay me. And they said, oh, okay, when we looked into it more, it was because we sent you this email asking you to verify and you didn't follow up. Turns out, they did send me that email. It went into my spam folder. Even better, if you search the contents of the email, the only thing you get are complaints from other people saying that it's a scam. Do not do anything about it. Do not call that phone number. Don't do anything. Don't click any links. Reasonable sound advice to do when an email in your spam folder's asking you to call them to verify your bank details. My mistake, I guess. The fallout of such an event of not getting paid, or rather getting paid, like, what ended up happening was, since my bank account was unfrozen, there was, nothing that needed to be done there. My employer had to resend another paycheck, which took like 4 more days to actually clear. And that put everything that I had due late. And I mean, I had a little bit sitting around to cover, oopsies, but I didn't have thousands of more dollars sitting around to basically pay for a month's worth of bills because I didn't get paid on time again. Credit cards, card payment. I managed rent, so that was the one thing that I made sure. That's the one thing that I always make sure is like, I will not mess up on my rent. I will not mess up on the roof over my head and the food in our mouths. But the other stuff, like, it wrecked my credit. And this is a month and a half-ish before our lease was up. And we were just starting to begin the steps of, buying a house. Kiss that idea goodbye. Okay, so that's as much as we can do on this for now. We fixed the power problem, but we're still waiting on those filters from UPS. So we'll put these parts to the side and take apart the next one. Actually, I think we're gonna hit pause here because I don't want to get too disorganized with too many parts and HomePods have taken apart here. I was kind of hoping UPS would show up by now, but unfortunately they have not. And I've only got 3, I guess. I guess at one point I lost one of these. I ordered these filters in sets of 4, so when I run out all of them. So why I only have 3 left over, who knows? I probably got fat fingers. Well, I think we'll go ahead and end the stream here. I will rejuvenate with some gummy bears, courtesy of Johannes. Thank you very much. And you guys will see another stream from us maybe tonight, more likely tomorrow, when UPS delivers more filters and we can finish these HomePods and do some more. I hope you all enjoyed this different dish live stream repair, and I will catch you in the next one. Goodbye.